On today's session of Let's Talk About It, we're discussing different types of backups, image-based versus database. What's the difference between them? I hear people talking about both of those, and what do they mean?
Yeah, on one of our sessions we talked about basic backups. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
So this would be what's classed as a data-based backup. So not database like SQL or whatever it is, but data, whereas your Word, Excel, Acrobat files, your PowerPoints, all your little presentations, anything that you store on your computer, you want to put that somewhere else, we'll call it a data-based backup. We're taking all that stuff, putting it on an external drive, maybe putting it in a cloud storage.
So all my files are safe?
Yeah, they are. We're putting them somewhere else. Could be a USB stick even. We're basically taking all the data, all your stuff that matters to you, we're putting it somewhere else. And then, of course, there's the second type, which is image-based backup. Do you know anything about image-based backups?
I like to try and protect my image if I can. Is it a backup of my image?
Yeah, well, so it would be an image of the computer, right? So typically it would be a very important workstation, maybe that does AutoCAD or it does CATIA or it does some fancy heavy-duty software. We cannot have that machine down, or a server. 90% of the time I would say it's a server. So we're taking a picture, so an image of that server as it stands, and we're putting it somewhere else. Typically it's nearline storage, a NAS, one of these backup disks, something like that. The main thing about it that's important to understand is that you're taking an exact shot of it as it stood then. And so the frequency could be really high, right? We could do this every hour. We could do this, for sure we want to do it more than once a day. And then we're putting it somewhere else. And the goal of that is that image, you can actually start that image. It's a virtual machine that you could start up and you can recover in case of what? I don't know, hard drive failure?
And these database backups that you were talking about, we can't do that with those?
No, exactly, because you're going to have that data restored to something. So what are you restoring it to? Of course, if the machine's working, you're taking the data off that disk and you're putting it on your computer, it's fine. But what if the computer failed? What if the hard drive failed? What if something, Windows got corrupted?
So it doesn't contain the computer at all then?
No, it's just the data itself.
Right.
So potentially now I've got to get you another computer, then I've got to restore everything to make it functional, then restore the data that's on that disk. So do you see the difference?
Sounds like a lot of time to me.
There's going to be a lot of downtime for sure. And that's the problem, is that how long can you be down for when you have some sort of a critical failure?
Yeah.
So the database, we could see where it'd be handy. For sure you want to protect your stuff. You want to have all that stuff somewhere else. You want to have it in a cloud storage. But if it's critical, if that machine has to run nonstop, I think you'd want the image-based.
Absolutely. It makes sense to me. Otherwise, you're dealing with downtime.
Yeah.
And downtime is money.
Yeah, agreed. Most of our clients would say that.
Thanks for joining us today, and make sure you tune in next time on Let's Talk About It.